All right, good morning, guys. Okay, we're going to roll with the same lineup today. Okay, Lane is going to get the start in net. We are going to pretty much keep everything going the same way that we did last night in terms of personnel-wise. Power plays, penalty kills. Just noticed last night that, we got that 5-minute power play, and it was right after another power play. So if you're not on a power play unit, it's going to be important that when we're on the power play, just kind of keep paying attention to what's going on the ice. Don't just check out for a couple minutes and wait for your turn. Because there's going to be things happening on the ice in a power play that we're going to point out, some adjustments. And you might be a guy that has to get in there. We need to give somebody a breather if we've got some back-to-back power plays and we need some help personnel-wise. So always pay attention, even if you're not involved in that unit. Same thing on the penalty kill. If we ever had a 5-minute power play for the other team, if we were on the penalty kill for 5 minutes, we wouldn't be able to go with our normal 4 guys on the penalty kill up front. Okay, we would kind of need everybody to be chipping in on that. So keep paying attention, even when you're not involved in a certain unit, about what we're doing and the adjustments we're making. All right. Excuse me. All right, so today, playing Mahtomedi, we're going to adjust one thing on our defensive zone face-off. And the reason we're going to do this is we're going to kind of hope to create some more offense off of it. Some quick rushes up the ice. Put some pressure on their defense. They're a very good team. But I'd say the one thing that we can attack is their defense. Their defense are very talented with the puck. They shoot the puck well, they pass the puck well, but the one thing they struggle with is just skating. They're kind of a slower group. So here's how we're going to line up on the face-offs. What the heck? I'm going to have to start this over. All right, here's how we're going to line up on the face-offs. We're going to have our center, strong side, winger. Okay, got our defense. Now in our normal face-offs, this is how we line up. We have our defense on the outside. And remember, the reasoning we do this is that when we win the face-off back to the defenseman behind the center, this guy's got an easy path for that D-to-D pass. But since we're on the Olympic sheet today, and we're kind of playing a team with slower defense, we're going to take these guys and we're going to flip them. We're going to put our defenseman on the inside, and we're going to put this winger on the outside of him. And I'm going to show you why we're going to do this. Okay, let's say we win this face-off back to the defenseman. Instead of going D to D, what we're going to do to start the game is we're going to have this defenseman have a hard pass that travels around the boards. And the idea here is we want a foot race. Let's say they line up their defense like this, like a normal face-off. We're now going to have a foot race with this forward. Let's make this a draw line here. To try and track down this puck at the high point of the zone and see if he can beat this defenseman who maybe is going to try and hold the blue line. And since it's on an Olympic sheet, that defenseman has farther to travel. He might make a foolish decision about holding the blue line when it might have been a better decision for him to give it up and gather the puck here. So let's say he tries to hold that blue line and this forward wins that race. It's still important for our center and our far wing to fill in as support. If this center takes this same angle as the far winger, just inside of him, like around the dots, it can allow this winger, if there's a puck battle right away, to just immediately chip the puck past that defenseman to pick it up. And this winger can kind of slice across the dots on the other side. It's not going to work every time. It might not work, 75% of the time. But if half the time, even if we're just getting the puck out using this, maybe we're not getting an odd man rush on it, but we're getting the puck out, okay, it's going to create some offensive opportunities for us. We're going to get some odd man rushes on it. What's really important is that this winger here, this guy making this movement, okay, you have to read this puck going around the board so that you can attack it where you need it. If you're late to it, let's say you take a path more like this, where it's not that's a normal path, not an aggressive path. That puck's just going to get up to the defenseman and you're not in the shooting lane to block it. So when this far defenseman gets the puck and starts to ring it, you got to take more of an aggressive action at it. All right, now if we lose the face-off, all we've done is by flipping the defenseman and the forward, so that you're maybe 2 or 3 feet off of your path of where you're normally at when we lose a draw. Okay, this forward is still in a good spot to come out and take a shot lane. The defenseman is still just a couple steps away from being able to help support out front. So it's really not taking a whole lot away from what we do defensively, but it gives us an added wrinkle to create some offense. One more thing for today. On the Olympic sheet, there is no difference in space from dot to dot. It's the same amount of feet between the dots on a regulation sheet as it is Olympic. The added distance, width-wise, on the Olympic sheet is actually from hash marks to board. It's right here. It's an extra 3.5, 4 feet on each side. So when you're playing a talented team like Mahtomedi, where they cycle the puck well, they move around very well when they're playing offense, we don't want to chase them all over the ice out here. We still want one guy pressuring, but pressure can simply be having a stick close by in a passing lane. All right? We don't want to drift too far away from the dots. We still want to defend the middle. We still want to be playing most of our defense in here. Most of our super aggressive defense in here. So let's say a guy has the puck for the other team in the corner here. And we've got our normal alignment. Okay, we got our center helping out. We got our winger. And we got our far winger helping out in front. Okay, when they're cycling the puck, let's say they get the puck up to this guy here. All right. Our center doesn't need to follow that play all the way up the boards. Okay, we still have our defensive responsibilities. We can let this guy make this play. The center can still facilitate behind that winger as that second support, and this defenseman can still step back to help out. And the same thing happens if he goes around the net with the puck. Say this guy has the puck and he goes around the net. Okay, this defenseman does not need to follow all the way around the net. That's where our center support is. Okay, this defenseman can trade off and allow these guys to kind of head him off instead. We're going to get into a lot of trouble today if we start to defend guys all the way along the length of the boards. And we're going to leave a lot of open ice in the middle. This is going to be something that we're going to help you guys kind of pay attention to as the game's going on. We'll draw it up on whiteboards, kind of show you what's happening, how they're attacking. But let's go into the game knowing that we don't need to defend way out at the boards. Our focus still remains in the middle of the ice. We're going to take our lumps against this team in terms of them having the puck. They're going to have puck possession. They're too good to never have the puck. They're going to have puck possession. But as long as we just take care of the high risk areas and limit their chances point blank, okay, we're going to have a chance in this game throughout the entire game to jump out to a lead and then stick to this defense and hold that lead. We got a great opportunity today, guys, to kind of make some noise in this tournament, kind of make some noise heading into the last part of the district play. Kind of starts today. Let's go out there and let's get a W here this morning. Go Cougars.